5 people, they must try the ascent of the images with their own bodies. Once you have archived the images, they take the photo and send into the chat. The other groups must guess what the movie program or work is about. Purpose: provide in the students basic concepts of T.I.C, with the aim to the students breaking the ice. What are T.I.C in E.S.L classroom? T.I.C provide tools that favor school. These technologies allow us to enter a new world full of information easily accessible to teachers and students. They also facilitate the learning environment. Determine the students' needs. Students don't spontaneously use all the strategies in their first languages. After first having the students think about what strategies they use, the teacher can anticipate the ones they will need for further tasks or have the students determine themselves what strategies they will need. Select the strategies to teach in a significant context. The strategies to teach will depend on the program, its usefulness for most students, the material used in the classroom, the task, and its transferability in situations. To hasten motivation, teachers should focus on only a few strategies, making sure they are easy to learn but still challenging. They should choose different types of strategies to teach during the year: metacognitive, cognitive, and socioaffective. Present, explain, and model the new strategies. The teacher hands out the activity and explains the rules, the structure, and expression that will be used. She then shows the students how to play, which strategy will be demonstrated. First, how can it be used? 2. When can it be used? 3. The teacher goes through the thinking process of the activity by thinking aloud and by using and applying the strategy. Advantage and disadvantage. Diversity of information. So it is applied in the learning process since it gives the opportunity to the students and teachers to have access to a large amount of information. 2. Development of the capacity for understanding. Students develop the capacity of understanding of logic, this favoring the frictions of meaningful learning in the students. Acquire a new role in knowledge. Acquire a new role in knowledge, such as knowing the network and how to use in the classroom. Disadvantage. Distractions. People are dedicated to playing instead of studying. Dispersion. The attraction of the internet inclines users to deviate from their search objectives. Waste of time. The necessary time is not spent looking for the information that is needed. Needs of the T.I.C. Endowment in classroom institutions sufficient and functional. Training. Teacher training in the didactic use of new T.I.C. technologies for pedagogical innovations. Creation of social network. Creation of social networks by areas to share and provide feedback on projects.
In this activity, the student will answer questions through these crazy bottle games. The student is going to pour the bottle, then stop like this, and that will be the question to be answered. The objective with this activity is to evaluate the previous knowledge of the student and thus realize how much management he has of the special subjects and how it's reflected in the teacher learning. Okay, point number 4. Why the student initial use of the strategy and provide plenty of practice with appropriate learning situation. In a similar meaningful contest, have students being allowed explain their reasoning, explain any aspect that were not well understood. Help students feel that errors are only normal, they are part of the learning process and in fact are a healthy indicator that learning is occurring. Provide as much practice as the student needs in various appropriate learning situations. Use the strategy wherever necessary as an incentive to the student. This lends credibility to the use of strategy. As learning use the strategy more effectively and efficiently, decrease the amount of teacher intervention. Point number 5. Encourage the student to reflect on their use of the strategy, on how well they are doing and on their difficulties and their successes. Students should be encouraged to reflect regularly on their use of the strategy. This individual reflection involves metacognitive strategies such as self-monitoring and self-evaluation. In addition to the individual reflection, students should have a chance to discuss with their peer or with the teacher the most appropriate or inappropriate use they made of the strategy during a lesson. This moment of reflection and sharing is crucial to learning. It builds support for all students whether they are already successful language learner. Object to be furthermore, it provides invaluable information to the teacher on the students' thinking or learning. Point number 6. Reflect on the way you presented the strategy to the students. Teachers also have to reflect on how well everything were in class. They have to be easy on themselves, use as they have to be easy on students who are learning to use strategy. Errors are normal, even for teacher to ever discuss requirement to teacher call bodily up and meets regularly in order to share their experience in their classroom and give each other help and support. Okay, here is a summary of the important steps for teaching strategies. 1. Determine the student needs. Select the strategy to teach in a significant context. Present, explain, and model the new strategy. Guide the students' initial use of the strategy and provide plenty of practice using appropriately learning situation. Encourage students to reflect on their use of the strategy, on how well they are doing, and on their difficulties and their successes. And reflect on the way you presented the strategy to the students. Okay, wrap up. In this activity, we made this idea map for the student to complete with all information that we have developed. The objective of this wrap up is to evaluate the student and see how much knowledge they acquired during the entire process of developing the topic and how they acquired the entire learning process.